Welcome, welcome, welcome to Total Transformation Secrets webinar number 25. Can you believe it? And we've got a big day. So here we go. It's a new month. It's a new season. It's our summer schedule. And for the month of June, we're talking about habits. And today, it's all about mindset. So we're talking about why your brain fights change. We're going to talk about patterns. And are you stuck with the pattern that you find yourself in? And I got a couple of really good tips for you to unlock the secret of change. What if you're trying to make some better decisions? You have decided, okay, I'm going to be healthier. I'm going to be more efficient. I'm going to stop procrastinating. I'm going to, whatever these patterns are that you find yourself in, and you said, dag nabbit. I like dag nabbit. I'm gonna make some changes, and you just can't. You're stuck. What is it about it? What is it? Do you ever think, what is wrong with me when you're trying to make these positive changes? It's not you, it's your brain. So, this is why your brain has survival instincts. It wants things to be familiar, it wants things to be the same. It wants things to be efficient. It wants you to be in that comfort zone. Your brain has a comfort zone, but it's the comfort zone for your brain isn't quote unquote couch potato mode or being comfortable in that way. The comfort zone mode of your brain is safety. It wants you to be safe. And so it wants to feel like, okay, we don't have to do anything to survive. We're good here. So think about this. Do you have a habit that is you're in the comfort zone with your habits and it's not serving you? For instance, I know we got someone in the gym, for instance, skipping that gym date. So kudos, Sarita, whoop, whoop, for busting through any habits of inertia that you have. So just take a second to think about it. What habit do I have that's not helping me? And like I said, the brain wants things to be familiar. It wants things to be in patterns. It recognizes patterns and it wants to keep the patterns going. And it really is not into doing new things. So I found this, and this is my first little gift for you. I found this recording on YouTube by Tony Robbins. And he said there are 3 skills you need to prepare yourself for what's coming. And it's probably 2 months ago that I found it now, but the 3 skills, and I was like, okay, what is he going to say? Is it AI? Is it copywriting? Is it internet marketing? Is it public speaking? What are the 3 skills you need to prepare yourself for what's coming? And the thing about what's coming is nobody knows what's coming. In this day of AI, things are moving so rapidly. And so I was very intrigued by what Tony Robbins would bring. And this is what he shared. Pattern recognition. We need to be able to recognize patterns in ourselves, in our relationships, at our jobs, in the world. And when you recognize the patterns, it's, oh, okay, I see how this is going. That's a and patterns are predictable, right? That's how they become patterns. Skill number 2 is use the pattern. And so if you know a certain thing a certain person reacts a certain way, or you react a certain way when you see things, you might know that a horror movie isn't the best thing for you to watch right before bed because you have a pattern of disturbed sleep when you do that. You might know that eating after 10 p.m. gives you a restless night. That's a pattern. And you might know that when you have a hard task to do, I'm telling on myself now, that you tend to procrastinate. That's a pattern. And then when you recognize the pattern, you can use the pattern and say, okay, I recognize it. I'm going to make a little twist so that I know I don't watch horror movies, but I don't know why that's in my mind, but I know I want to watch this horror movie, but I'm going to do it earlier in the day because I have this pattern of my thoughts racing after the horror movie. Okay. But the superpower for us, for your brain, for making positive changes is being able to create a new pattern. So we're going to talk about why your brain is, hold up, nothing new here. We want everything the same. So there's a paradigm about how we get into these patterns, and it's the cue, routine, reward cycle. And I have a few examples of this, and I want some of these examples are positive, some of these examples are not so helpful. So think about how many of these might apply to you, or you might be able to recognize patterns in yourself. So here's an example. Morning hydration. And this is a positive pattern, right? If every morning, here's the cue. That's the thing that triggers the pattern. It starts it all off. You wake up and you walk into the kitchen. And you ever notice every time you walk into the kitchen, I'll say for me, I'm pretty much going to the refrigerator. Even if there's nothing in it, it's okay, what's in there? But every time you walk into the kitchen, you drink a glass full of water and your nutrition, your minerals. That's your routine. And then your reward is when I do that, when that's the first thing I do, when I wake up and walk into the kitchen, I feel refreshed and mentally alert. I'm ready for the day. So here's a tip. Leave your water bottle on the counter the night before so it's right there when you walk into the kitchen. It's, oh yeah, I didn't come in here to make this drink, but there's the bottle. I know I got to fill it, and I know I'll feel better if that's the first thing that I do. Okay, how many doom scrollers do we have on the line? I'm glad you're here if you found me scrolling on YouTube, but here's a habit that you might be developing. If you feel a moment of boredom or stress and you routinely grab for your phone and start scrolling. And what happens? What's the reward? You're entertained, you're distracted, you get a dopamine hit. And so what you might want to do to reframe that is before you start the scroll, before you reach for the phone, take a few deep breaths and journal something, right? How you feel. And I'm so excited. Yeah, okay. I'm going to hold back before I say what I'm working on, but I'm working on something huge for journaling on this road to optimal health. Here's another example. After work, exercise habit. You hang up your work call, you shut down your laptop at 5 p.m. And what's your routine right after that? Change into, and I skipped that. This would be an intentional habit. As soon as you close your laptop down, you know you're going to change into your workout clothes and go for a 15-minute walk or do a 7-minute workout. And your reward, you get the mood boost, stress release from the day, and you really feel good about yourself. That's a huge dopamine hit. And ninja trick stack it with linking it to something you do already. For instance, the cue was logging out after work. Or if you're driving through a certain neighborhood, right? Make that your cue. Instead of turning left and going into Dunkin' Donuts, turn right and go into the gym. You can you can choose your habits. You could be intentional about your habits. All right, who's under stress out there? And who goes for that candy bar, that Ben and Jerry's ice cream? Okay, I'm a Haagen-Dazs girl, but Ben and Jerry's has very interesting flavor. And pharmacist Ben Fuchs talked about when you dip your spoon into the ice cream, if you raise it up to your mouth slowly enough, you can feel the dopamine firing off in your brain. You can feel the stress just fading away because your brain knows that ice cream is coming to your mouth. I felt a little calmer right then just thinking about it. So, what if you have an afternoon slump, as they call it? Or if you get triggered emotionally for some reason in the afternoon, your routine might be okay, just soothe yourself by grabbing something sweet from the pantry. And you get a temporary energy boost and emotional comfort from that dopamine hit. So maybe do a little swap. Try a protein and fiber snack like Greek yogurt with berries. Ding ding, I got a berry girl on the call right now. And take a stretch break, do some grounding, go walk outside barefoot. And 'tis the season, right? It's on this northern hemisphere. I have to remember the southern hemisphere is opposite. So I see you, my international audience. And gratitude journaling, this will help your mental wellness boost. So what if every time you brush your teeth, you write down 3 things you're grateful for that day? What's the reward? Mental calm, better sleep quality, maybe clarity for the next day. I heard someone, and I'm sorry I don't remember who the source was, but they talked about instead of writing down your to-do list at night for the next day, you write down your to done, you know, it I got it done list at night, like your gratitude journal. And then the decks are cleared again mentally for your morning download. So this is good for your emotions, it's good for your brain, it's good for your sleep. So repetition matters when we are trying to create new habits. And a really good trick is to have emotion attached to the new habits that you're trying to make. In fact, many things you'll find you can remember or like emotion has a key component in what happens in your brain when you're laying down synaptic pathways. So there's this amazing book called Atomic Habits by James Clear, and it's stunning. It's stunning to me, number one, how insightful the book is, but also how many successful people that I talk to or that I'm on their podcast or that I'm listening to their trainings, how many of them talk about this book. So I have some examples of what he calls habit loops. So he adds something else into that 3-loop cycle because we had just 3 with the cue, the habit, and then the reward. But here he has the cue, the craving, the response, and the reward. So let's talk about hydration. The cue is you walk into the kitchen first thing in the morning. The craving, you feel groggy, but you want to be alert and energetic. So you drink a glass of lemon water or nutritional drink, BTT, whatever, and you have that water before you even have that first cup of coffee. What's the reward? You feel refreshed and awake, and your brain links water or your morning electrolyte drink with feeling refreshed and awake. And so it's reinforcement. You're more likely to repeat that tomorrow, especially if it's easy and rewarding. Habit number 2. As soon as you put your dinner plate in the sink, you want to relax and just de-stress. That go into couch potato mode, maybe. But you go for a 10-minute walk with music or your headphones, you're grounding, you're learning something, and your reward is you're more clear-headed, you feel calmer, lighter, and also metabolically, when you do a little bit of, we've talked about this before, when you do a little bit of exercise right after your meal, that sets up such a positive situation for your blood sugar balance and your whole metabolism. So you can stack this with some kind of habit tracker or your journaling, your evening gratitude to double your reward. Okay, how many of us are in the nighttime habit, not the midnight snack habit, or just snacking late? You sit down to watch TV, you want comfort or entertainment, you reach for chips or sweets, and your reward is immediate pleasure, but it's followed by sluggishness, guilt, affecting your sleep, bloating. You'll get to know these patterns of how these different foods affect you. So if we don't intentionally intervene, our brain is just going to wire it in. Okay, this is what's supposed to happen. So sometimes we need to make these little swaps, like it says, intentionally. So how do you flip it? You're watching TV, you want that comfortable relaxation. You could sip on some hot tea instead of snacking, or use a heating pad. That was new, or these new infrared pads, or a magnet blanket, or all these different things you can do, or the weighted blankets to give you comfortable and to give you comfort and relaxation without regret. Because you know what? Maybe you weren't really craving the chips, you were craving the comfort. So now we can satisfy the craving without the guilt. Speaking of chips, what does our diet do to our brain? So I researched some nutrients for neuroplasticity. No surprise, diets rich in flavonoids and omega-3s and some other things help the brain to adapt to new information and to rewire with new habits. And I could not mention the gut because the gut-brain connection is real. And if your gut is not healthy, it's going to be sending unhealthy signals to the brain. And the brain will send unhealthy signals like cravings to the gut. So we have to get the gut healthy because of the impact that it has on the brain. So nourish your brain, and you can unlock your brain's ability to change habits and have these breakthroughs. So we talked about the power of neuroplasticity today, changing your mindset, how to embrace new habits for personal transformation, nourishing your brain, feeding your brain with nutrient-rich foods that will help enhance your cognitive function, but also your ability to adapt. So how do we deeply nourish your brain and your microbiome? We have the 5 steps to nutritional completeness. Step number 1, avoid the bad foods. Why is that so important? There are foods that actually cause inflammation in your body. And I thought of it, I think of it these days about putting a fire on your fork and just taking in the fire, and your body has to deal with it. So avoid the bad foods: wheat, barley, rye, oats, gluten, anything with gluten, fried foods, oils, because they become rancid, GMOs. Oh my goodness. You've got to read labels. You got to be so savvy these days about what's in your food that you don't want to be in it. A lot of times what's in your food, however, what you want to be in the food is not there. So we have to supplement. And that's step 2 with the 90 nutrients that are absolutely essential for your body every day. And essential means 2 things. It means you need it, right? But medically, biologically, essential in the body means your body can't make it. So these 90 essential nutrients that you need, your body can't make. So you have to onboard them somehow. And the fact that our food is so nutritionally diminished means we have to supplement. But we have to do that wisely. Step number 3, we live in a toxic soup. Whether you're talking about the air, the pollution, the electromagnetic overwhelm, stress from our activities, from running around, our bodies are amazing. They were designed to handle a good bit of stress for a short period of time. But to be chronically, constantly challenged and put into oxidative stress mode, we need to give our bodies a boost in the antioxidant and anti-inflammatory area. So it's important to get the 3 A's: antioxidants, adaptogens, and anti-inflammatories. Step number 4, we talked about digestive health. We have to optimize our gut lining and our gut microbiome, all of the hormones and organs that are involved in our gut, the liver, the gallbladder, pancreas, all of these things for our digestive enzymes. We have to pay so much attention to the gut. And then step 5, now you could do all those other things that are so cool and so trendy and so talked about in the wellness arena, such as the infrared masks, the magnets, the targeted nutrition, the brain support, the joint support, the cryotherapy, all the things, massage therapy, prayer, aquatic therapy, just so many modalities that help us get to optimal wellness, but they're not going to give you the maximum effects unless they're built on the first 4 steps. So what are those 90 essential nutrients? There's going to be a quiz. No, there's not going to be a quiz today. But each nutrient is crucially important to your cells. And when your cells don't get them, they trigger cravings. So it's best to pay attention to what your body's telling you. It's telling you, yeah, I need nutrition. I don't just need food. I need nutrients. And what I have been blessed now to enjoy every day is the Healthy Body Start Pack 3.0, which gives us time duration nutrition. We get all the right nutrients in the right dosage at the right time of day. We got the mornings covered, and we got the evenings to rest, recharge, and restore. So I think this slide is out of order, but what's the big takeaway? What's one habit that you might make a new cue for? Just take a second. Is it going to be something you do first thing in the morning? Or is it going to be something you do before bed? What can you do? Can you move that water bottle? Or can you put those supplements right next to the refrigerator? Like, what little triggers or what little cues can you make for yourself? Okay, so I got a gift for you. And that is Dr. James Clear has a summary of his book. And I made this QR code just now, and you can scan it. Now, when you scan it, I think it doesn't take you right to the summary. I think it takes you to, I don't know, I didn't have enough of my morning drink and something didn't click in the process. But you scan this or you go to the link and you will find your way to Dr. James Clear's website where he has a summary of Atomic Habits, and it is amazing. And he has a lot more information there as well. So I just want you to grab this. And if you're not able just to scan it right now, go to drlisasingletary.online/atomics, Atomic Habits Summary, but put the hyphens in there. So drlisasingletary.online/atomic-habits-summary. And let's see, what time is it? Good, we got 19 minutes. I want to invite everyone to the Super Saturday training put on by just once a month by Raymond and Yolanda and Team Majestic Eagles. And that will be at, raymondandyolandazoom.com. That's Raymond and Yolanda Zoom.com. That'll be just at the top of the hour. So we're going to be getting out of here. And let me see. Yep, that was the last slide for today. So let's focus on our habits, recognize the patterns, use the patterns, and change the patterns to accelerate. We can put the pedal to the metal on our journey to optimal wellness. Alrighty. Thank you all. Love you. Mwah. We'll see you tonight at the watch party. Okie dokie. Bye-bye. Oh, if you're here live, stay tuned. We're going to have a chance to answer some questions.